Hi Cancer, welcome to your monthly reading for January 2026. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, and root worker, and I love doing monthly readings for all the zodiac signs here on YouTube, as well as some other fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and jump right onto your reading. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so whatever comes up, comes up. Also, please don't try to force a reading to fit your specific personal situations. If it's not resonating, it may just be a message for a different Cancer out there. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right. Spiritual team, Prism Oracle, what messages do you have for the Cancer Collective at this time? What messages do you have for the Cancer Collective at this time? All right. First up, we have flow. Okay. Like that. And at the bottom of the deck, we have ghost. Interesting. I'm getting kind of the old message of like flying under the radar, not letting people know your next moves. I feel like you guys are in a space where you are either like working really well, you're moving through things really easily, you are in a flow state. Some of you guys may be not as social right now. You guys may have like found your groove in something. And you're really kind of putting your energy more into that than, you know, maybe other aspects of your life. But I feel like a lot of you guys are like moving in silence or just like working on something or like honing craft, something like that. But I do feel like there's like a general flow state and you're not as quite present maybe in like your social lives kind of a thing. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what messages come up for you guys. Spiritual team, Divine Feminine Tarot, what messages do you have for the Cancer Collective for January 2026? What messages do you have for the Cancer Collective for January 2026? Let's see what we have. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Justice in reverse. What else? Four of Pentacles. Okay, Four of Wands in reverse. Interesting. And 10 of Swords in reverse. What's at the bottom of the deck? We have the Nine of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands in reverse. Whoa, Hanged One. And the King of Cups in reverse. Interesting combination of cards. There's a lot of really good stuff here, and then there's some stuff where I'm like, oh, I wonder why that is showing up. Because on the one hand, we have things that say like Cancer is getting everything that they want, or it's going to be coming to them very, very soon, especially with the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Like that's wish fulfillment. That is a wish being granted right there. But then we have things like the Six of Wands in reverse and Justice in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse. Like there's still some imbalances, or there's some things that need to be worked out and figured out or closed out before you can kind of move on into this next chapter. Because also underneath the deck, we also have the World card, which talks to me about closing things out and then moving on to the next cycle, the next chapter. So this is really interesting. Some of you guys may have like a new opportunity, like a job opportunity, a business opportunity, something of that nature. But I feel like there's something growing that you are nurturing in one way or another. It feels like it's very beneficial. It's very solid. This is something that is going to sustain you, or sustain you. So this could be like good health. This could be a pregnancy. This could be a new job, like I said, or if you're an entrepreneur or you own your own business, this is something new that is going to be very, very beneficial to your life in some way. Okay, if that makes sense. Now what I'm trying to understand is like, I'm surprised. I don't know why I saw the Judgment card pop into my head, but I feel like there may have been some things that, like from your past, some lack of judgment, lapse in judgment type of situations, things that didn't work out, things that maybe went in a different direction. Maybe you got into some legal trouble. Maybe you need to clean up some legal issues, close out some things, maybe finalize a divorce, or, close out some old, investments, or close out maybe some issues with a former business partner, or close out some deals and partnerships and collaborations that ended up not working out and ended up becoming, more trouble than they were worth, kind of a thing. And so I feel like a lot of you guys are keeping things kind of close to your chest right now as you close out those things that are holding you back from really moving forward with this new thing, because you don't want people from the past or situations from the past interrupting or affecting this new thing. So you're really keeping it on the hush. And I feel like you guys are, again, working on things behind the scenes so people aren't aware of what's happening or what you're about to be moving on and doing without them. And just kind of like working out the bugs, working out the kinks, right, as you do this. So on the one hand, it's like kind of this overlap of like, we're ending all the things that didn't work out and we're also starting something new at the same time, but we are making sure that stuff from the past is closed out before we fully introduce this new thing to the world, whatever. So that's really the basis of what I'm getting. It's like, I think a lot of you guys are also using this as like a form of closure in a lot of ways. And like, also, I kind of mentioned the same thing to Gemini. It's like washing your hands of the situations. You're walking away, but there's also a lot of reflection here with this Hanged One card. A lot of reflections of who you used to be, okay, and who you're becoming. Some of you guys may be really struggling mentally or emotionally with letting go of who you were, things that maybe you've done that weren't necessarily, the best decisions or best aspect of yourself, didn't really reflect the best upon you. But I feel like it's all kind of part of the process, is like learning to let go of that with this 10 of Swords in reverse. It's like, okay, we've maybe mentally hit rock bottom, or we've mentally, how do I explain that? We've mentally been in a place where we've been ashamed or felt guilt for all the things that we did, and rightfully so, like especially if you know you did things that were not okay. But I feel like maybe some of you guys were extremely hard on yourselves for a long time about certain things, and I feel like this month of January, or the month of January, is a time where you can finally learn to let that go and be at peace with it, so that way it doesn't continue to hold you back. Does that make sense? Because yes, it's important to recognize where we make mistakes and where we've not necessarily been the best person, but we can't also continuously hold on to that and punish ourselves for it. We have to move on at some point, and there will be people out there that are going to hold those things against us forever, or always see us as the villain in their story. And unfortunately, that is just the situation, and we have to learn to be okay with that. But we also have to, at some point, move on and just do better, just be a better version of ourselves, and just kind of let that old version of us fade away. I'm not saying, again, I want to clarify, we're not ignoring the things that we did. We are not avoiding taking accountability for the things that we've done in the past, but at some point we do have to just say, okay, what is done is done. I cannot take it back at this point. I've learned the lessons. That is not something I will be doing again. That is not the person I will be moving forward. And you have to forgive ourselves, and we have to let it go. We got to move on, right? And that is definitely something I've been working on a lot for the last couple of weeks. Honestly, I'm one of those people where I'm a Scorpio, but I will hold grudges against other people for a very long time, but I will also hold myself super accountable for the things that I've done for a very long time. It's very hard for me to forgive myself as well. So maybe that is something that you guys are working through at this point in time. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're just simply going through you know, again, just things that didn't work out, maybe lapse in judgment, and you're learning to become the best version of yourself in terms of like making better decisions, in terms of selecting business partners or just business decisions in general, or whatever. Take what resonates, apply it to your specific situation. But that's just kind of what I felt. For the most part, is you guys just working on something as you close out other things, and really just keeping this new thing to yourself. And for a lot of you, you may be just keeping it to yourself because it brings you joy and it genuinely makes you happy, it makes you excited, or it's something personal to you and you don't necessarily want to share this with other people just yet. Yeah, very interesting. It's a very interesting reading, Cancers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys resonated with it. If there was another situation that you guys were looking to get clarity on, and I didn't address it in this reading, I do offer personal one-on-one readings. You can reach out to me on TikTok or Instagram. My handles are below in the description box. Those are the only handles that I use. Okay, so please do not accept messages from people pretending to be me if they do not have the exact handle below. And secondly, I will never reach out to you first. You always need to reach out to me. That is just spiritual business one-on-one, okay, or 101, I should say. Oof, having a hard time keeping my brain. Oh, okay, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close out your reading with one final oracle deck. So let's get some final messages for you guys for this month. All right, spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What final messages do you have for the Cancer Collective for January 2026? What final messages do you have for the Cancer Collective for January 2026? What do we have? All right, we got Phantom Quartz, Embrace Change. Okay, so like I said, a lot of you guys are going through a transition period where one chapter is closing and another one is opening up. So I think this is really a good time to learn how to forgive ourselves for things that maybe we did not do well in the past, okay? And then just really being open to the new opportunities and embracing it without being burdened by potentially like emotional or mental baggage as well. And again, just forgiving ourselves and maybe even forgiving others. That's important too. Next, we have Agate, Get Back into Balance. I feel like that's just, yeah, I feel like that was the basis of your reading, is like finding this balance of like, okay, one thing's ending, another thing is beginning. We're gonna, you know, recalibrate. We are gonna get ourselves kind of aligned with what's happening now and what's coming or what's about to come. And really just make sure that we are tying up all the loose ends so that way nothing is left lingering and we can fully enjoy this new era of Cancer that is about to take place. Finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have Malachite. It's time to transform. And that really is, I think, the basis, again, of your reading. Everything pretty much lined up with what I was feeling and what I was seeing. So this is a big moment. This is a big transformation moment for you guys. I think January could be a really, really nice energy for the majority of you. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Please leave a like and a comment if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and maybe share this with another Cancer if you feel like it would resonate for them. Like I said, I do some really fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. You can use my handles in the description box to find me on those platforms, and you can also DM me there until I get my website officially set up. As always though, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate the support. I hope to see you guys at the next reading. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye.